We're back at the AGE Open for what month it is? March.
March Madness.
March Madness. The madness of Outsiders is upon us. Nobody was brave enough to bring Outsiders heroes today except Katsu. But I think all the Katsus are gone. Let's check out our top 8. We just witnessed Fei murder Peter on stream. Fastest game we've seen in a while. Looks like Zach slipping by Fuzzy, beating Briar. So Dromai is facing Kano. But on our stream next, we will have the Iyslander Vore versus the Craig Pollack in a battle of superlatives. What's Iyslander?
Somebody's going to lose the D in front of their name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of them, this is a battle for the
superlative, right? Or what
I don't know. It's like proper noun. It's like their name is now a proper noun because, no, it always was a proper noun. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Let's do it then.
But yeah, so Fei over there, we're not going to watch that one because either that will be really short. And we just did
two
that.
Dragons or 2 spells.
Yeah.
It's going to be one or the other.
One or the other. So, yeah, we got a ice game coming up. I know, everybody's favorite. But, you know, I'm excited to see Iyslander Vore on stream. He's been out here past 2 months. I don't think we've had him on stream yet. No. So, here's his deck list.
Both of these deck lists are printed. Fei's was printed. Is Zach's printed, or did he write? Zach wrote his deck list with his handwriting. So that's the side plot we're doing today because we're trying to make stuff up to make Ice Heroes fun still.
Peter wrote his,
yeah.
He lost. So maybe you print yours out.
Right.
It's
I remember Zach, he wrote his because instead of writing invoke 11 times, he wrote invoke and then drew an arrow down all the way.
Yeah, that was good. That's smart man.
I'm not doing invoke.
Invoke. All right, so let's take a look over at Iyslander. Are we ready for the match intro? Let's go right into the match intro.
Let's see some people breathe.
I'm going to talk about Iyslander Vore's deck.
Nice.
Let's see. Nothing too crazy. We've got Wildfire. He's got 2 Ether Wildfires.
I mean, welcome to the show, right? He said this is Janklander. I do remember him saying that earlier. Okay. He said, imagine thinking you're going to play Michael P. Hamilton's award-winning list, and you sit down and I do this to you.
I mean, he still has Wounded Bull. He still has Command and Conquer, Fendo's Fighting Spirit, but he's also got an Eisenhower Weather Vane, 3 Oasis Respite, so I don't know if those would be in this matchup, 3 Sigil of Permafrost, 3 Sink Below, 2 red Unmovables, a Remembrance, a Yellow Ether Ice Vane, and the yellows, and anything crazy down here in the blue.
3 Blizzard are not going to be in against this.
He's got a Scour, he's got a Rewind.
Okay, so what are we going to rewind?
I love Iyslander Vore. This man.
Do we rewind the Channel Lake Frigid, or is that a powerful play at all? I'm trying to think.
Maybe.
He's doing some poker stuff. Did you see that? He's like looking at his cards one at a time, like he's flipping them up for a camera or something. That was crazy.
He's a cool guy. Maybe you could rewind the Terra Sunder. I guess you could rewind
that. Yeah.
Channel Lake Frigid.
It's literally like those 2 things, or an energy potion, and just really mess with them.
Channel Lake Frigid would be a pretty good rewind. It's just like, oh, okay, you paid for that, and now you wasted that ice card and can't pay for it again. So,
not the card Craig wants to see in turn 1 from Alex.
Turn 0, just Insidious Chill. Hello, this is Value. Welcome to Value Town. I am the mayor, Iyslander Vore. Blue Disable coming in. He says, this probably doesn't matter because you're going to play your arsenal card at instant speed unless it's a Wounded Bull.
I think what's fun if you're paying attention at home is Craig is in his 3rd straight top 4, and I believe each time he's been playing against an Iyslander, he figured, did he play in the top 4 against an Yeah, he did, like in January.
Yeah,
he did that one, got cracked by, I guess he made the finals the last 2 rounds. We're making sense. He's just always playing Iyslander in the top 4.
Yeah.
And so Craig's kind of like, been here, done this. Like winning this tournament is something that I'm expecting to do, but I am always expecting a really good Iyslander player across from me. Alex, I don't know if he's the final boss of that or if it's kind of like this is one you haven't seen if it's Iyslander.
This is his final form.
Right.
He wears a pink polo shirt.
Pink water bottle.
He's got a
He's
brand.
the guy from the sleeves.
He's got a brand. Craig Cool as a cucumber.
Not even looking. He's pointing at somebody. Zach wrote something down. He just took damage. Sigil of Permafrost, if you're not aware of what this does, you should go to FabDB and read it, because I'm just kidding. It's definitely something that you spend 1 and you can shoot a waning moon through this. If you fuse it, it's going to give Craig some frostbites. It's a way to mess up his turn, but he's not going to fuse it because that would waste one of his 3 Insidious Chills. So kind of an interesting, he's using that very early on when maybe that could be a play for a game later. But Alex knows his deck way better than anybody else, so he's not afraid of using it early.
There you go, Frost Hex. Thank you. Next.
Yep, Frost Hex on my turn as the attacking player, allegedly, so we're not going to have an arsenal. Which Craig's probably like, great, I'm only going to attack once per turn anyway, so.
This is the trifecta of everything you want to see as Iyslander on your first 2 turns. I've got an Insidious Chill, I've got an E-Pot, and I've given you a Frost Hex.
And now somebody's crushing my brain. Cranial crushing my brain, bro. Oh, I guess cranial is the same thing as brain. I don't think we care about the crush on this, but we still don't want to take too much damage. I think a good way to beat Iyslander, I say it every time, 7 or more damage every turn. You have to get 2 cards out of their hand, and they leak 2. You do that 8 times. They're down 16 health. You can take a turn off, hope for the best, and hit them hard.
Apparently, all the boys out from Phoenix are staying at Craig's house, so hopefully everyone's feeling okay after this match.
Right.
Now
they're just going to give him a glass without Iyslander if Alexander wins.
Yeah. It's quiet time now. Everyone go to sleep.
I've got a big thing tomorrow morning. I got to polish all my AGE medals.
Yeah, Craig not wearing his medal this time. He did wear it last time, but he, didn't win the second one, so maybe he thought the bravado was a bit too much for an Oldhim player.
We're Cornet peeking, which is kind of the second best thing we can do after having an Arsenal card on our opponent's turn. But I think we should pay attention to the pitch just in case it becomes important later. There's an Arctic Incarceration blue that I think just went, which that does exist in Vore's list. I'm assuming that is a recent addition instead of like an ice amulet or a hypothermia. I almost said ass amulet. Don't want to use that.
You're not going to have... I guess it's good with Frost Hex, but I was going to say it's not great against... Ooh, Imperial Warhorn coming out. I was going to say it's not great against Oldhim generally, since you're not going to, catch him out where he won't be able to afford to do something because you gave him those frostbites, but... What do I know? I don't play old man ice hero.
Imperial Warhorn does not do 7 damage, so now Alex has a full turn.
Alex just won right now.
Yeah, it is kind of okay. Imperial Warhorn means one of your frost hex is gonna go, so the math gets worse for the Iyslander player.
Can't he do his Insidious Chill, or he can destroy 1 permanent from Alex's side and the Frost Hex.
Only if you're royal do you get to choose your opponent. So I think.
But Alex would still have to destroy 1, right?
Right. So it's
he would
Energy
have to
Potion or the Insidious Chill.
It's pretty good. I get why this is being run against Iyslander. It's a nice. And it seems like they always draw it, They always draw it real early. I'm just not one of those guys who draws the cards they need when they're useful.
That's why we're talking for a living or something.
That's why we're up here earning our keep.
We're gonna have a random ice card come down, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that one.
Polar Ice Blast.
Yeah, Polar Blast. I
Polar.
keep looking at Craig's thinking it's Alex's, and then Alex is like it's Craig's.
Why don't I see any wizard cards on this wizard deck?
It's the only Polar Blast of the game that you're going to see from Alex Vore because he only has one in his list. And it didn't come out of Arsenal, so that's going to be not what he wants to use his Polar Blast for. He keeps pitching 2 cards instead of 1, which I have not seen an Iyslander do in a very long time. So there's something going on with how he's pitching to stack later. I don't want to play Alex Vore on the second way through his list.
Yeah. Looks like Aether Hail and Aether Ice Vein.
Like that's basically my kill card later with a card that'll fuse.
Yeah.
Like that's what that is representing. Craig can see the pitch cards because he's way closer than we are. But I think that's when you're like, okay, I'm winning armories, but why am I not winning AGE championships? I think that's the stuff you got to kind of pay attention to.
Rouse the Ancients, pitching Heart, not gaining any health since he's already at 40, revealing 2 Thunderquakes. Pretty neat.
Alexander Vore says, no one has played this against me in, what is it, Arizona?
Arizona,
So,
the great state of
I
Arizona.
gotta read this card. I think you would probably just use your Warhorn now instead of a Titan's Fist for 4, because 7 is 7. I know 7 plus 4 is 11 and maybe does a little more damage, but you don't want to leak some Frost Hex damage. He wants to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible. If you're wondering how many E-Pots Craig has, it's going to be the full 3.
All 3.
I think that's kind of how he thinks he'll beat Iyslander most of the time. Whenever the Frost Hex combo comes down with Ice Eternal, he'll have 3 energy potions by the time that happens, and he'll be able to like do all this to Crown of Seeds, and that's how he gets around that. We've seen that before, but it's kind of like just like the Iyslander is setting up, the Oldhim has to set that up.
All right, so both those Ether Wildfires go into blocks in this matchup, so no super spice there.
Not
it's just
return.
A red that blocks for 3 right now. And Imperial Warhorn, activate.
Cool, so we're going to get rid of a Frost Hex. And then which one will my opponent choose?
Which one do you think he chooses? Which one would you choose? I guess I'd choose the E-Pot.
The E-Pot is kind of your blanket, but the Insidious Chill is like daggers at your opponent 3 times. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather dagger my opponent 3 times than get 2 tunics at once.
Yeah, it's like 2 resources for me better than denying my opponent 6 resources.
I will say these first 4 or 5 turns could not be going better for Craig after the first 2 turns were the best Alex could do.
Yeah, it was really great to see that Warhorn so early. I think it was very fortunate. He hasn't put on a ton of pressure, but neither has Alexander Vore. He's been setting up a bit, and this will be kind of the first spell he's going to sling at him right now, I think.
There's no fusion, so it's just 5 quote-unquote vanilla spell damage, which I've been using vanilla way too much.
Vanilla is a flavor, and you know what? It's quite delicious.
I love that Zach keeps looking over at our feature match because he's probably like, I don't really have much control of if I beat Fayu or not.
It's because Fayu's just doing some Kano stuff, so he's just waiting to find out what's happening.
Fayu, why are you ruining my life? Fayu's deep in the tank.
Zach's been doing great. Love to see him in the finals too, but I love Kano. I'm always rooting for Kano. I just know that matchup is rough. So Craig taking 2 damage there.
He did not Crown of Seeds, so he likes the card in his arsenal maybe for an attack here.
And it's been there for a second.
Oh, it's Energy Potion number 1, which is not 7 damage, but it is blocking stuff later.
So far, Craig does not adhere to the Blake strategy of you must present 7 damage a turn to Iyslander. But Craig is
smart,
not your average Oldhim player. He plays it his way, and I've always enjoyed watching it. So Findo's Fighting Spirit coming in, gaining a health. This card is just good, man. Can we run it in every deck? Should we run it in Uzuri? No.
Bring it in as no. Wait, No. Wait. No, it's a
No,
3.
it's a 3
No,
card.
wait. No,
No.
it's a 3. Dang it.
Let's just build Iyslander. No.
Honestly, I'm going to shamelessly say
Full Zuri.
there's an Uzuri somewhere else that's out in this world that's built a good deck. All I'm going to do tonight from 2 in the morning to 3:30 in the morning is build an Uzuri deck and say, I guess I'm doing this for the next 3 months. Let's go!
Out there in the Chicago. Is that where it was?
Chicago.
Chicago. There's a 7-0 Lexi, and I think there was like a Uzuri who did really well as well. So.
It's 7-0 Azalea, not Lexi, right? Yeah,
Oh, it's a 7-0 Azalea.
Somebody was like, y'all were talking crap about Azalea. I hope you're eating your words now. And it's like, it was true until yesterday. Azalea did suck. I'm fine with saying Azalea sucks all day long. Okay, we're remembrancing. This is important. Hey, guess what? I can remembrance to get this Frost X back. We will do 3.
Remembrance all by myself, he says.
And Craig's like, well, I've got a yellow card that says remembrance as well.
Remembrance, and I'm going to use it to Warhorn you again.
So this is why you do 7 damage a turn, because the Frost X are coming whether you like it or not.
Yeah. He's working hard for it, though. You know, we're 12 minutes in. Craig's only leaked 2 life. It's gonna be an incremental exchange of stuff and board state until somebody wins. You know, I just defined flesh and blood in a really
great way,
really dumb way. And he shuffles and he shuffles. Okay, so where are we at? Whose turn? That was Alex's turn.
Alex Vore is on the experience as well, right?
Is he?
So these guys are teammates. They're living at each other's houses. They're probably like...
They just know what's going on. So do you think Craig knew about Alex's...
That's what I'm wondering is, like, I talked to you about our list, and, oh, my Dory has 3 Oasis. I better get to him. And you're like, my Kano has everything Kano has. And I'm like, oh, whoa, dude. I better... Oh no! Somebody got kicked off then. Okay, we're hearing from the man in the clouds. There's only 8 people on the experience now for Pro Tour. Oh, so they can draft just 8 people. The Coppola starting the inexperience. Let's go.
That's right.
Okay, so everyone shuffled. Craig did cut. If that comes into play,
Shovel lasted
no
half
one
the
to blame
round.
but himself.
Dealing himself 4 cards. Here we go. Now we're back to Craig's turn. E-pot number 2.
Wow, that's not 7.
That's not 7. Hashtag that's not 7.
If Alex pulls out his own Warhorn and blows up the energy potion, I'm a freak.
I don't think he's got it in here, but that would be pretty fun.
If Rewind didn't give back the action point, take that energy.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. Oh, we'll get rid of that. Oh, wait, what? I didn't read the full card.
I bet Alex is like, bro, I'm not playing Rewind. Like, give it up. It's in my list, but it's not going against
just there
old
to
man.
troll the commentators. So Findo's Fighting Spirit. I feel like we just saw this turn, but you know, you're right. Alexander Vore is pitching some really interesting stuff to the bottom of his deck. I think he's setting up a really cool
Sigil of Permafrost, blue or ice,
and a channel like.
So when that comes back around, he already shuffled his deck. So he
that's
did
right.
shuffle with Remember.
Never mind.
So everything that we said earlier, no bueno anymore.
Done.
But this is a kill thing. If you're not gonna Ice Eternal through Sigil Permafrost, that's not how that works. But this could be next to a 5 damage spell, all that good stuff. I don't think this is Fatigue Oldhim TPS, so I think this is Craig Oldhim.
Craig Oldhim.
He plays it different.
Yeah, I don't think Fatigue is his #1 plan. He does run 5 pummels, which I'll always respect.
Right.
I do remember the days he ran 8. That was a really fun tournament to watch Craig pummel everybody.
People.
I know he pummeled someone for the win in round 4 or 5, which I think contributed to him making the top 8. So Craig likes to pummel, and we like to see him pummel because, you know, we're not on the receiving end up here. So.
Right.
So Titan's Fist getting blocked by a sink below.
Pummel's not going to work against Riptide, though. Buzzsaw Trap.
Buzzsaw Trap.
I played it in the wrong order online, and it was like going to be a perfect block, and it was like, choose a card to discard. I was like, this is not how this works out. Oh, stop playing Talishar immediately. Other than that, it's a good card. Trent really wants us to talk about the Iyslander mirror, but we did avoid that today.
Yeah. Good job, us. There was only 2 or 3 Icelanders, so easy to avoid.
He discarded.
He discarded his
discarded
Titan's Fist. That's gone.
That's a game.
That's an IP
Game
penalty.
lost.
Game lost. Yeah.
GRV.
Put a permanent that can't be discarded in the graveyard. Then he remembranced it back into his deck. All right, so back to Alexander Vore. Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Yep, Craig just drawing cards.
They said something very funny. There was a guffaw from Alex. This is a 5 damage spell, but we're putting the other one. No, that's a blue one.
He is very, intentionally not fusing these cards. I think he even has a fuse card in his hand.
When did Connor start cheering for Kansas City Chiefs? The heck? Connor's mystery man. What the is Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chief hat? Did his stepdad buy him that? The heck? Who's connecting with Connor over football? I don't think I've ever heard him say anything.
Well, we'll figure that out while Craig decides.
Oh, there's a spell happening. My bad.
So, Crown of Seeds activation. That's going to block one of this 5 here, and then he's got AB3 he can activate. I think that's a blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 2 floating. These guys are so good they don't even need to use. Oh, there he goes. Where we're going, we don't need dice. I don't think this will be an hour and a half long, but it's probably going to. Let's say, okay, I'm going to say 57 minutes, Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Closest without going over.
I'll say 57:01.
Ah, Bob.
No. I will give you 10 minutes, and I'll go. This will be 64 minutes.
All right.
I'm gonna be wrong.
Put your guesses in the chat. If you get it right, I'll send you a Attack Action Podcast playmat.
Dude, we gotta get those out to the people.
Why not? Yeah.
If you want to attack, oh my God, did you see Thomas Briggs yawn in the back like we're not in the semifinals? Jesus.
All right, Titans Fizz coming in, swinging. He's got the Terra Sunder in there. 43 minutes coming in from Capolo. That seems.
That's about right.
That seems pretty light, but we'll see. We're only almost 20 minutes in. Almost nothing has happened except a lot of exchanges.
From Arsenal and a Cold Snap, which allows us to draw a card. And it's probably one of the best cards you can play from Arsenal if you're going to Waning Moon and block.
It's pretty good.
Which, Craig, I think it's interesting. Craig can block Waning Moon all day long. All day long.
I think he's kind of fine doing that.
Capolo says those playmates do look sick.
Ooh, thank you.
Here's a Sigil Permafrost.
Nice.
But there's nothing set up to pay this off. So it's literally just a block 4. That's an expensive sink below with ice on it, is basically what that looks like. But I think that's interesting. I would love to talk to Alex of like, I loved Sigil Permafrost when it first came out. I was on that grind. Y'all probably heard about it. But it's like, maybe he's just drawing his deck in the wrong order to really leverage those. But now we're set up with 2 Insidious Chills, so nothing really matters. When we get the third one out, we're going to be cruising.
I'm curious if he wasn't fusing before to ensure that when he does start fusing, he's like going for the jugular and demanding a lot of resources. Because I think just asking for 2 resources from Oldhim is not a lot since they have so many resources usually.
I think it's kind of cool that...
Glacial Footsteps. Fuse,
baby! Oh, this is more than 7. Blake was right. No, I can't say that
Hashtag
myself,
Blake
yeah.
was right. He's always right. That's why he's out here.
Is this?
I think it's a blue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
it's a
that
blue.
says. There's not red ones, so. This is an 8 damage, which is one more than 7.
With Dominate, since it was fused.
He could use the fuse card to pummel from Arsenal, and that would absolutely ruin Alex's day if that was true.
Ooh, that's a Craig thing to do. And he would just casually look at your graveyard while he's waiting to pummel and ruin your day.
Right.
Let's see. Let's see what he's got. If he pummels, we're gonna give a good little shout.
How long is Craig's been playing Glacial Footsteps this whole time
They're just
too?
laughing. They're just having a good time. He's looking over here. What's Craig thinking? Oh, there's no pummel. Okay, he's
Okay.
just gonna take damage.
Let's go.
52 minutes from Trent. All right, we're keeping track of these.
Glacial Footsteps did enough damage to get him into the 20s. Here's Frosthex number 1, the second
Again.
time.
This is number 1, 2.0. It's the same card.
A 2 damage Waning Moon. This would maybe be one that you're like, I don't really care about this if I want to keep myself protected on my attacking turn instead.
Frostx cards are just beautiful cards.
Honestly, that playmat, if they made hundreds of that playmat, I feel like a lot of people would just rock the Frostex playmat.
Yeah,
They made 4 though.
just 4. All right, Craig pitching.
We are
blocks
blocking
that.
Waning Moon. We are sticking with our high life total and hoping that's not a fuse card from Arsenal.
All right, just getting news in that in our other semifinal, Zachary Wallach has beaten Feiyu. So Dromai sneaking into the
The
finals.
dream is dead.
Yeah, the dream is dead. Kano doesn't. I'm telling you, it's not a good matchup, man. It makes me
Uh-oh.
sad.
Alex Vore putting out the in stretch
Please
palm
hold. Please hold.
that says, I'm holding priority if you'd please.
Well, he has priority right now, so he shouldn't have to hold it since he's being attacked. And priority goes to him. So now he's going to say,
Go for it.
I don't even care about your little Titan's fist.
What are we looking for in graveyards when this happens? Are we wasting time? Not wasting, I don't like that word. Are we kind of like, let's slow this down a bit. I don't want to make any rash decisions. Oh, they're taking advantage of no time limit, says the man in the sky here.
I mean, it's better to have a lot of information, and I think if you regularly check your opponent's graveyard, you know what's in there, rather than if you wait till there's a lot of stuff in there, it's hard to like comb through it. So I don't know. I think just good players tend to look at their opponent's graveyards a lot to make sure that they're not missing anything or getting caught out by something. But even if he did pummel, it's just damage here, so... but yeah, Alexander taking a bit of damage and coming back with a angry professor.
This is a big 4,
My favorite card.
but it's going to be blocked with a blue.
Boom.
Take 1 because you can't do all 4. Emeritus is the target for Sigil of Permafrost as well.
Is it?
Because if you do the math for that, like that's one of the combos. The idea of I'm going to use my energy potions to Storm Striders, Aether Wildfire, after I've already fused a... This is a lot of moving parts, but it's kind of available, unless with a 5... like maybe off of a... maybe off of a Cold Snap or something. You can do Aether Wildfire, shoot it through the Sigil of Permafrost with a whatchamacallit, and literally do a bunch of damage with a Frostsex.
It's like how Alexander Vore keeps pausing
Right.
Craig. Please hold. Let me think about this. CNC coming
Craig
in.
is doing the Macarena.
He literally is doing the
No,
Macarena.
so buena. No, hey, what a hey.
Hey, Macarena. All right. That's not good.
Aye. Connor's like,
Remember that from Bar
Kansas
Mitzvah
City
season.
just won the Super Bowl. Oh, and I'm laughing about this too.
We're just having fun out here, blocking with the brain freeze, and here comes the pummel and
Ooh.
the pain.
Oh. We're just having fun.
Good job, Craig. And here comes the
Oh,
E-Pot.
energy
Ooh,
potion.
psyched you out,
Too
bro.
slow.
Psyched you out. Now you're going to have to discard a card.
There will be a card to discard unless...
You can pitch them all. Looks like you got a red unmovable in there.
I used to do some dumb stuff on Iyslander, like, okay, I'm going to break my Stormstriders because I don't want to discard this card. And then you're like, break Stormstriders, do 4 to you. And they're like, okay, so this will resolve and hit you for 8. It's like, God, dang it. Not like this.
It's, you know, Wizard, you do some funny stuff. All right.
What did we discard?
I don't think we've done that yet. He just took damage.
Okay.
Now we're going to...
Because if he throws us unmovable, maybe that's a green light for Craig of like, maybe I should just keep attacking a whole bunch if you don't have an unmovable. There's an unmovable.
There it goes.
Unmovable in an Iyslander list, I don't want to say the word insane. I just have never seen that. Literally in all of my life.
They got a lot of blues.
Right.
I mean, it's interesting because it has seemed to me that Iyslander has been pretty well favored in this matchup up for the past bit of time. I know it can be back and forth. There's a lot of nuance to it, and I'm not sure if the fatigue version really sits on Iyslander, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
There was a Cornet Peak, which was immediately taken care of with a tuna counter. And now we're on our own turn going to Crown of Seeds, which means I want to see as many cards as I have in my hand because I want to do something gross to my opponent.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
It looks very bad for Alex in life total, but every time we're sitting with a high-level player like this where it looks bad, I just feel like there's a game plan that we are not smart enough. No, I don't want to say that. We are not aware of. I think there's a third Insidious Chill that's going to come down, and then I don't care how many energy potions you have.
Craig
I'm going to do some gross stuff to you.
Flush with energy potions. He's got the full set. And
I wonder if he drew that off the top with the Crown of Seeds. Like, I'm wondering what the Crown of Seeds was there for. Or, like, offensively, Crown of Seeds to do what?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just had a card stuck in there that he couldn't get out on the last cycle. And he just wanted to put another card down to keep that moving along. But he's not mad about it because that 3 E-Pots sets him up. And, you know, Alexander Vore is like, oh, look at me. I got a little energy potion. I got my own energy potion right here.
We know there won't be a third energy potion for Alex because that was warhorned earlier by Craig.
That's right. Wait, did he bring that back?
Unless he put it in with Unremembrance.
I think
Do
he
you
did
remember at home?
I think he did Remembrance it back. Maybe.
This is called interacting with the audience.
Let's find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to the replay.
We have live replay, and we're gonna send it back to Justin. And
So
if
you
it
can-
doesn't replay, it's Justin's fault.
You can see here that Craig and Alexander Vore shop at the same store where they buy the same potions to keep in their deck. Because, you know, everybody loves to stop in the middle of a fight and chug a potion.
Sheesh. Instant speed chug is sick. I've been there before, you know.
I've done my fair share of shotgunning and beer bongs.
6 damage, Alex.
Just
yeah.
throw up. Oldhim tries to chug 3 energy potions and then vomits on the battlefield. Yeah, then Life of the Party comes in. This is the head canon that I like to live in.
Craig is kind of nailing the timing of these Command and Conquers because Alex Vore has another this only blocks card of a defense reaction called Sink Below. And I think he was obviously when you draw that card, you're like, great, whatever he's going to do, I'm just going to use Sink Below. And then they play the only card, besides Wreck Havoc, of course, where you cannot play defense reactions against this. Craig's kind of like, why is this so easy?
Yeah. It's almost too easy.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on our drive over here.
I told him exactly how to beat me, and he won't do it.
I was texting him about it earlier. Evan's laughing. He's combing it over with his hands.
I whispered over his sleeping body and told him the secrets of how to be me. But
if I was Craig, I just would have set an alarm and just. Oh, he's blocking. He's blocking.
it says, "Do it, pummel me, baby."
Oh, oh,
Oh!
sheesh! Point Goblin. I think that was the Point Goblin dance, right?
Yeah.
Let's replay that real quick.
Yeah.
If you're watching this 3 days from now, just push J on your keyboard twice, and then spacebar, and you'll get it again.
Clip it, and we'll get the Point Goblin dance. Got him. You love to see it.
Oh, sink below in
Arsenal, I think.
Oh my God. That man had a family of defense reactions affected by that. Jeez.
No more. He's been orphaned.
Yeah. Those sink belows were gonna go to Julio.
So this is a devastating turn of events for Alexander Vore. He is. I mean, I know you can't count Iyslander out because they can do some crazy stuff, but Craig is sitting real healthy at 34 with 3 energy potions.
What's interesting about Craig?
What is?
Is how solid is Craig through 3 months of this stuff, / the whole last 2 years of knowing this person?
Yeah, it's just always been this way.
Like, everyone else should practice more because it feels like, oh, Craig's taking one of the best wizard players in the world to, like, I hope you have a plan in the next 2 turns because you're going to be screwed if you don't. And I'm feeding you and clothing you and bathing you and giving you a bed all this time of, like,
tucking everyone in, bedtime stories. You know what I've just realized? We've just set up a training ground for Craig to just get even more powerful. And he's doing it. And he's like, you know what?
Number 3.5. I feel like
another Command and Conquer. And you know what? He might have another pummel because there's 5 in his deck. Its odds are good.
Dude, he's literally talking to someone on the left side in the zone where you're not supposed to stand. Who is doing that?
Yeah. IP penalty for that person. Alexander going to take a second to think about this. He is being asked the hard questions in this matchup where I feel like generally he wants to be the one asking those tough questions. He wants to get these insidious chills off, but he has to respect that the Command and Conquer is coming in. The pummel is a real threat with 2 cards in hand and 1 in arsenal. He can even double pummel.
And
that would be gross.
Maybe Alex is like, you guys, shut up.
Yeah, I've already won this game.
Doing. I'm just waiting for my Eisenhower weather vein to come back around. I mean,
look at him, man. He just gained a life on this turn.
Jesus.
And here comes the ball.
Oh! Oh, hey!
Jeez!
Goodness gracious. Dude. This is for California.
Wait, what?
We're tired of getting bossed around by Arizona.
Was that Arctic incarceration in his arsenal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why didn't he play it before the pump? I guess it didn't matter.
It maybe mattered. Oh, there's 1 floating, but what are we going to do? We're going to Waning Moon. Let's reset a little bit here. Is Craig taking damage for the first time in 6 turns? Oh, Craig, you're losing your touch, bud.
He's doomed now. He went down to 31. Sheesh.
Okay, Alex, what can you draw right now to get you out of this mess? He took 6 damage? What happened?
Frost Hex, I believe.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That's how that works.
Waning Moon, Frost Hex. Yeah, Craig is actually bringing a bit of extra spice by wearing the Arcane Games and Events sponsored T-shirt.
Like, I practically work here. I make way more money than all of you guys do every tournament.
He's the only full-time employee at these events.
Dang it. That.
Give him cash in 1099.
Yeah, 1099, please.
All right. So Alexander's got to feel a little bit better about Craig dipping below 30 finally.
Right.
It always feels like such an incredible difference between above 30 and below 30.
It is. There's a lot of mental things about this game, or maybe I'm just weak in different ways. But
We're all weak in
there's
different ways.
like when my opponent's still over 30 and we've been playing for 35 minutes, it's like, what have I been doing? I don't get it.
All right, so 35 minutes in.
Spinal is more than 7. Here we go.
There we go. Finally, he's listening, and there's
There's no
unmovable
pummel ability here. Oh, well, he always has energy potions, so you could have
You could
0
just-
cards in hand and pummel
you
still
just
from
pummel your face away. Go again, not big deal. Not big deal for Alexander and Iyslander.
Not big deal at
Not
all.
big deal. But it looks like he's got unmovable. Was there another sink below in there too? And there he goes. He's going to pitch his Ice
Cool.
Eternal.
So
Pretty cool.
that's both unmovables. One was blown up by a pummel off of a Command and Conquer, and this one's going to block most of a Spinal.
All right. Alex dipping to 12. This is dangerous territory. We might be having an Oldhim.
Energy Potion number 3. We did Remembrance it back in. You were right at home.
I was right here.
Yes, great job.
Good job, me. Okay.
Craig has not played his Remembrance yet.
But when he does, it will be a remembrance to be remembered.
Yeah. As soon as they put Remembrance for defense reactions or attack reactions, I'm out of here.
Unless it's an assassin-only card.
Craig can play 12 pummels now. Get me out of here for sure.
No,
When they make a card that pitches 4, I'm out of here.
they're going to make like an assassin pouch that you can put around your equipment zone that allows you to break it and grab 3 more attack reactions from the graveyard and put them on top of your deck.
Nice.
All right, so he brought that Ether Wildfire back just to block with it one more
Yes.
time. I'm very curious if that's something he's actually looking to pop off and use to win the game. Maybe it's like situational, could be good if it happens. But he did go out of his way to bring it back, but has now blocked with it
We
again.
blocked 7 of 8. It's interesting that we use the Iron Rock Gauntlet for not a breakpoint, but I guess he's like, if I get Terra Sundered, I get a Terra Sundered.
Ooh, and here
On
we go.
cue!
Craig's got the remembrance of things past, and those things are Imperial Warhorn
Yep.
and
Command
Conquer.
number. He's literally laughing at his
And-
face while he does it.
And
And
Command and Conquer. Oh,
Ooh,
rouse the ancient. Nice. He's like, I'm going to go wide, mess up your board state, and destroy your arsenal. Pummel.
And if you heard a dull roar in the back of the broadcast, that's Simi Valley going.
Craig. Yeah. Shouting out the name of their firstborn
Yeah,
son, the one, the only, the scourge of Pasadena. His name's Craig Pollack.
good for Craig.
But I guess at this point he's defending Pasadena from the outside invaders from Phoenix.
Yeah. He's our kaiju or whatever.
He is very tall.
He
like normal
Remembrance,
tall.
did he also do something else this turn? Did he Titan's Fist or something? Are we still on his turn right now?
I think he's this was the turn he spinaled, right?
Oh, okay. In instant speed after I spinaled, I would like to do this. Got
Or
it.
he disabled. He did. He attacked and then he remembranced.
Got it.
It's so
Trying
funny.
to
The
reset
board state
for the
here is
last
so
30 minutes of this. Yeah.
it's so similar, just because they both have like two blue ice cards and 3 energy potions. Like, look, Iyslander just wants to share her stuff with you. Why won't you just let her share her cool things with you?
Oh,
She got
wow.
these really nice cards, and she's just
Alex-
gonna leave them at your house.
Alex chooses to shuffle Craig's deck.
That-
Bad juju on that.
No, dude, that's professional. You shuffle your opponent's deck in the Pro Tour. I've heard.
minus karma points. I feel
You
like.
should do that, especially.
I did not wash my hands good after that quesadilla. If I shuffle someone's deck,
You had a quesadilla?
well, I'm gonna eat later too. But
Where did you get a quesadilla from?
Tony's next to Subway. It's down a little further than we've ever been before.
Oh.
That's why I was so late, but oops.
I could really go for some of that Cluck to Go Hainan chicken.
Wounded Bull is going to be a 8 damage attack because he's under life of Craig. What he's going to do with this is do 8 damage and then try to spell afterwards to have a 15 damage swing. That's what you've heard every single time you've seen this card played, right?
Is that what happens?
8 damage physical.
Yep.
Then block, block, block. As you attack, I'm going to instantly play the card from my arsenal. If it's a spell, let's add 8 plus 4. If it's Emeritus, which is our best spell, which is 12. And then let's go ahead and Waning Moon you for 3 more. 12 plus 3 is 15. I did 15 before you did any to me.
But he has to do that over 2 turns.
Which is pretty good. But it's 1 turn in between his opponent's attacks. He's doing 15 before the opponent does anything.
I understand how this works.
That's crazy. He's blocking with the Command and Conquer. He put back in.
Oh, no. He just remembered it.
Not like this. I haven't seen that movie in a while. That was a good movie.
Shout out to The Matrix. 20 years old. Still a good movie. Shout out to The Matrix we live in. Titan's Fist is coming in.
Yeah, we'll get right back to commentating. Sorry, Matrix people. There's a lot of blue on his cards. I'm thinking some of those are ice. Honestly, what sucks about these heroes is as soon as you got your game plan going, one of them drops Channel Lake Frigid and just basically, like, I don't like saying the word time walks because that's from a different game, but it basically eliminates what you were trying to do for a whole 2 turns. And then as you're trying to get back in and you're climbing up the stairs with ice on them, you're just going to fall on your ass.
Oh, no.
So it's like, who's going to put the Channel Lake Frigid down first?
Put it in the chat. Who's putting the Channel Lake Frigid down first? Is it Craig? Is it Alexander Vore?
Alexander Vore's full name, if you're going to vote for Alexander Vore, or Craig Pollack's full name, if you're going to vote for Oldhim, the Scourge of Eternity.
Does he have a Channel Lake Frigid in his hand?
It's coming. Alexander Vore is going to do the thing where it's like, I'm going to Channel Lake Frigid, and then Craig's going to have a decision of, if I don't do these instantly, these energy potions aren't going to work out for me. Sigil of Permafrost, are we going to have our first fusion of the game?
All right, so we hit 43 minutes. Capolo out of the running.
Dang. Oh, they spend 2 minutes. You got to think about shuffling times, Capolo.
Yeah.
Get your head in the game.
Yeah. You know, it's it's like when you're doing a bid on a job. You multiply it by 2 and then add $200.
We are fusing. So this is going to be a gross damage turn with Frost Hex multiplying all the frostbites he has.
He fused that sigil. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
So he has an ice card in his hand. He used the other 2 sigil permafrost very early. But this is now, I would assume, late game, at least for Alex. Because I think this could be one of those times where you're just like, we blinked and Craig lost. And it's because Alex is like, I know you guys have been laughing and stuff, but I'm a stone cold killer. And you've been underestimating this insidious chill over here.
So whatever you do, don't blink. Actually, Capolo, I'm sorry, Price is Right rules
staring,
is closest without going over. Actually, no, you're right. You're right. You're not over. I'm confused.
We're gonna move the goalposts.
I'm gonna edit myself out of this video and.
Frost number 3 is gonna make a frostbite because it's an ice card played. Do you have a response? He's doing the dance of hold priority, hold priority.
And now he's going to.
Waning Moon would go through the Sigil of Permafrost.
Does he get buffed by Sigil?
City's Chill resolves. It doesn't buff, but it gives him 3 extra frostbites.
Oh,
4 frostbites times 3 would be 12 damage. Not out of nowhere. Definitely telegraphed and televised, but
he's got all those energy potions.
it's like, do you want to block this, or do you want to wait until I Ice Eternal next time? Because your jail get out of jail free card doesn't work if I permafrost another time. Like, if I'm going all in on 1 Ice Eternal, you get out of jail, Craig. But if I split it up into 2, you don't get out of jail twice for free. You don't have 6 energy potions, bucko.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Which, if you know Alex Ford, that is what he talks like. We're going to take an Arcane. Okay, he didn't do what I said, so not 12 damage out of nowhere. Is it not Waning Moon through? Is it? I need to pay attention. Is Sigil Permafrost only attack actions, or is it?
This is the next time you deal arcane damage to a hero.
Okay, so we're paying attention.
I didn't blink.
This is all old stuff. Craig is 24 and healthy. If you're listening to the radio and not able to watch.
He's 24 years old.
24
oh, he has
health.
24 health.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at graveyards. Capola's like, gosh, dang it, tick-tock. Stop looking through graveyards.
Just go. You know what's in there. All right. Coming up on Craig's turn. Is it Craig's turn?
Non-attack for Moon, but he could have mooned after Hex. That's what I'm talking about, Pitch Tech. He was like, I'd rather have an Arsenal card, or because that was Craig's turn. So Craig is now also on his new turn. Because I think Vore just put a Tunic counter, put a card in Arsenal, and pass is what happened if Vore has 4 cards in hand. He said, I have Heartburn? Oh, my God. If only Heartburn got rid of a Frost Hex, am I right?
I mean, in real life it does.
On Thursday night when we were opening our case for the first time, somebody brought pizza. I had 1 bite of the pizza, immediate heartburn.
Oh, man.
I was like, what is this?
It's called getting older.
Yeah, Domino's.
Shout out to Domino's. Sorry, don't order from Domino's.
Actually, not shout out to Domino's.
Oh, shout out to Arcade Games and Events, pizza delivery service.
Let's go to our sponsors page.
Shout out to the Attack Action Podcast. They are
sponsored by Colin and Blake.
Permanently loaning themselves, me to them.
You've heard of min-max games? Well, now switch to AGE games, where we're a gumption education, or what AGE things could we say that makes sense? A gangster every time.
That's my favorite now. Still waiting to find out whose turn it is. That's right.
Yeah. Angela Gassett. I guess there's got to be an E after that. Oops.
Angela Gassett. She's gas.
Okay, the reason why we're saying other stuff is because this isn't going to resolve for another 4 minutes. And if you think we're wasting time, we are. We're doing that. We're doing that. This is the longest game of the day. And it's because there's $100 to whoever figures out this puzzle is going to come their way.
We've gemmed our way through avoiding the Oldhim Iyslander matches today.
Here we are.
But we couldn't avoid it always. Here we go. Pitch in the heart, pitch in the cranial crush, coming in with the choke slam. Choke slam!
Is that 7 or higher? I feel like that's a 6. It's not enough.
I think it's a blue.
6 only does.
But he could have a Pummel. Maybe it's a Pummel.
2 floating?
He's got 2 floating. He's also got a Tunic resources and 6 energy pots resources. What's he
I wonder if Alex is like, I can't wait to go play next weekend as long as they don't play Craig in the top 4 final. like what do people who they know they can take down tournaments, what do they say when they get excited for tournaments? Because me, I'm like, I hope I go like 3-2.
Yeah.
Everyone
I hope I win more than I lose. Would be great.
Because I do like the insight we get when we ask people 4 questions a month, and they're like, yeah, Jesus. I mean, in Vegas, they don't let you go to the bathroom during rounds, but
No,
I'm
that's
sure
for
if
that
Craig
BS
said,
Saga game.
hey, man, I have to go, not number 1, but and in the middle of the finals, we'd be like, you have a 10-minute timer.
I have a note from my doctor that says I have to go to the bathroom whenever I have to go.
That would be sick if you brought a note from your doctor to
All right.
Colleen Auckland.
Finally, going to block. Blocks for 6. No
See,
damage.
It's not enough. You got to
through.
do 7 or more, Craig.
Got to do 7 or more. That's what Blake says. And hashtag Blake was right.
We got kids screaming downstairs. That's got to come into play.
Oh,
51 minutes
is
of
it the
concentration.
chess kids or are they the miniature Warhammer kids? Because those are different crowds. And I don't want to mess with those chess kids. They're intense.
Somebody earlier was passed out on the couch with their face fully pressed into the pillow. And I was like, these people are tired of chess down here, man. It's crazy.
It's a tough game, you know?
There's the Channel Lake Frigid.
All right, you said it. Whoever gets it out first
is going to have a bit of an advantage.
Going to have a slight
final
advantage.
Stages of the thing.
All right, we're coming up on 52 minutes.
Yeah, Coppola loses in 10, 9, 5.
It was a good guess. It looked like we were moving towards this, but I'm afraid that the pitch stack might be right, and we're going to be here for another 40 minutes while they decide how to eke out this last damage.
Sheesh. Dude, all these people coming up here, like, what I would have did, this game wouldn't have lasted this long if I was playing. I would have lost 15 minutes ago. I think that's a funny thing, too, of, like, if you ever see these two people playing, it'd be like, go check their banish zone to see if there's a remembrance in there or not. If not, just go eat first and come back. There's another Channel Lake Frigid in Alexander Vore's hand.
Oh, no.
So we could chain these together, save them for later. How many cards are in Alexander Vore's deck right now? Under 20? For sure, probably, right? Because I think Craig's probably chilling at like 25, 30. But Vore has been blocking.
Vore has been blocking. His graveyard looks deep.
No.
Craig looks like he's got a healthy deck.
4 is also more than 3, so 4s are going to get a point of damage every once in a while.
4 is more than 3. That's how math works.
What did he do with the Arctic Incarceration? He just discarded
I think he just played it.
Oh, he played it.
And
that makes sense.
Like
I thought he just discarded. I was like, dang, pummel out of nowhere.
Follows the rules, non-attack actions get played, and they go to the discard.
So 2 times 3 is 6 damage off of an Arctic Incarceration in the late game is gross.
So it seems like Alexander Vore's got about 10 to 15 cards, maybe, somewhere in there, and Craig has much more than that.
He's going to block 3 of the 6 damage coming from Frost Hexes.
Interesting.
So he's down to 21.
Do you think he should have activated his tunic to just break all of those frostbites and not take any damage there?
I think he wants to save that play for the Ice Eternal when it happens. But right idea.
Wrong time.
Coming next. Coming soon.
All right. So Alex eking down to 10. Craig holding firm just above 20.
So if he's at 15 cards, now he's down to 15, 4 in hand, 11 in deck. Let's just say that's kind of where we're at. So these next 3 turns are going to be pretty much
all
win or
Ice
you lose.
Eternals.
And it's going to be these next 3 turns are going to take like 7 minutes each.
Who's Craig talking to? Treading the game.
Zachary Wallach.
Everybody's watching.
They're having so much fun, and we're up here working. They're dancing.
You know, maybe he's saying,
oh my God. What was that
what
gyration?
if we did the Macarena when we get home tonight? And he's like, that's a good idea. Yeah, we got an Ice Eternal in hand.
Oh, some super funny thing. Man, I wish they would take this game more seriously. No, that's not something I'm
No,
ever going to say.
we're glad they're all having fun. I just wish I knew what was so funny.
We're all having fun. Ain't that the way
We're going to
it's
get our table
supposed to
spotter to explain the joke to us momentarily.
be?
I guess the joke was Peter asked Alexander Vore if we could just leave already. And that's
Jeez.
fair, you know? Way to cut the tension. Thanks, Peter.
I don't know what pitch stack is talking about. Of LMAO, I call it like I see it. I wonder if he's saying.
No, it's because I said it was going to be an hour and a half long.
Oh.
It's good.
I don't think it's fatigue Oldhim. It's I want to guarantee I beat Iyslander instead of getting blown up.
Yeah, he's not necessarily fatiguing. Well, I don't know. At that point, you kind of have to weather the storm, and that almost ekes out to the same thing. But
staying alive, like, do you fatigue the cold weather when you put a jacket on, or do you just I put a jacket on?
I mean, when I put on a jacket, I think to myself, I will fatigue this cold weather away from
dog.
me. No blocks. He's gonna take it. Taking 4 to the face.
Down to 6, 7.
Yeah. Okay.
6.
6.
So Alex has probably got something behind door number 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now.
What's it gonna be? Blake, you totally got me. 57:01. Now we're in Blake winning territory.
Oh, you got it for like the next 13 minutes or 7 minutes or something.
No, you said 57 in 1 second.
Oh, I switched to an hour and 4 or something. I thought I was going to lose, but looks like I'm hashtag.
Hashtag Blake was right.
Jai ho. That's what goes through my head when somebody's trying to block or whatever. This is why I stopped playing Iyslander, is because every single game you play goes to the absolute last minute.
Looks like not a single new card in either of these decks.
But Kiwi Stalker, this is not what you think it is. This is Janklander. There to punish the people that are ready to play against Michael Hamelander.
Michael Hamelander. It is still pretty similar. It's not like wildly different.
Right.
I mean, but he's got his own little spin on it. Seems to be working for him today.
I was about to make a joke of like, they should just shake hands and put all 3 energy potions into play, like when they start the game, because that's what's going to happen anyway. But I guess that is like, when I'm putting an energy potion down, it's like you have to do damage to me when I have energy potion in hand. Like that's how you're going to get ahead here. We got people infiltrating the upstairs space. What's going on?
The do not enter sign does not work as well as you would hope. All right, so Alexander Vore probably has an Icy Turtle coming up. I got to assume that this is what he's trying to do. I mean, of course that's what he's trying to do, but does he have it? I don't know if he's blocked with any. Should ask Craig how many are in his. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so boom.
Any response?
Doing the whole
Any response?
Pass priority. I have 6 floating now. That's 2 Samo Bernies, 2 Aiden Kanuskis, and 2 Jacobs.
Ooh, Eisenhower Weather.
Oh my goodness, it was Eisenhower Weathervane. That's the combo of I'm saving my entire game life on this. The red one is going to make 3 extra frostbites. 3 extra frostbites without
4 frostbites.
4 frostbites.
That equals 12 damage.
12 damage off of 1 card. Ice Eternal is going to do what Ice Eternal does, which is already gross. That means there could be 8 frostbites with initial 4 arcane. 4 arcane plus 8 frostbites times 3 is goodbye. I was always in control. I was just waiting until I got my Aether Howl Weather Vane thing. Because guess what? There's also a channel like Frigid up. So you can't energy potion and get around this. He's explaining this right now to Craig too, where he's like, what the heck? Evan is like, oh,
Vore
here's
was
another
right.
deck that I can do whatever the hell I want, and my opponent can't block it out. He's like, gonna build this tomorrow. He's like, probably gonna come grab the deck list right now. Craig is screwed right now.
It's not a great spot.
Because this is a absolute dumpster of damage right now.
So he gets... Okay, so on Fuse is when he gets the Weather Vane Frostbites, and then the Fuse from Ice Eternal happens.
So
Insidious
what-
Chills proc
What
off.
he has right now is the thought process of Insidious Chill is going to resolve twice, and then we're going to do all this baloney. And I'm hoping, as Alexander 4, I'm hoping my opponent doesn't have 4 blues. Craig absolutely has to have 4 blues, or it's just over. Because he's gonna have to pitch for Insidious Chill, which is 4. And then to survive, he's got to pay 1 for each energy potion. Each time he uses an energy potion, it gets him 2 back, so it's a +1 if he uses it. I think that's how that math could work. And then he's going to try to be able to use his tunic to get around the 8 damage times 3 of 24 damage from Frostex. This is very hard math, even for someone who's done this regularly against Iyslander.
Yeah, but Channel Lake Frigid is still there, too.
Right.
So
Everything costs 1 more.
everything bad.
Right.
It all bad.
Craig does have a tunic. Just so blue works, I don't think it's that. It's 8 frostbites, Fab Chili. So
What did he pitch into the Ice Eternal, though?
yeah, that 8 dice in the middle is frostbite. So yeah, Channel Lake Friendship it's my turn. I'm gonna ruin you anyway. This is honestly, if Alexander Vore could do this to any hero in the game, it's over. Like, Craig is like the only one who lasts for the hour and 2 minutes first. Like, thank God there's timed rounds, so Alexander Vore can't do this to everyone that walks up to him. But this is a gross combo. I think, oh my God, what is it? Aetherwind Eisenfowl or whatever the heck?
Eisenhower Weather Vane.
Eisenhower Weathervane was always a card. Like, day 1, people were like, what can we do without an Iyslander? And because it was from her set. It wasn't for Lexi. It wasn't for Oldhim. It was designed where we're dropping this with Iyslander. It was always like, well, blue from Arsenal doesn't really work because you need to do something else. So it would be with your boot target. So the blue one's never been in thing. Red one, you can't Storm Striders because it's an ice card. So Eisenhower Weathervane combos can only work on your turn. It has go again, so it's not something crazy where you have to like Storm Strider's a blue or something stupid. But this is a combo that maybe somebody thought of in August and was like, it's way too expensive. There's no way we can do this.
Yeah, I remember people talking about Eisenhower Weather Vane for a bit. Right. I think after Michael Hamilton, I think it was pre-Michael Hamilton, and then after him, things changed and people kind of fell in line there. But I definitely see the power of that. And yeah, so he cracked all his E-pots, pitched a blue, so that's 8 or 9 on the...
We're pitching a blue to play an energy potion. So he's going to put dice over to represent how much pitch he has. He has to get to above 8 to be able to use his tunic, or he dies. I don't think there's a chance he gets above 8 pitch-wise unless he dumps 4 blues, but the blues are going to be taken up by the Insidious Chill. This is like a dream you have when you're like trying to theorycraft Iyslander of, could I do this? And everyone goes, it's impossible to have an earth card, an ice card, and a lightning card in your hand every turn. It's like, no, if you build your deck around this and you put every point of damage and every point of block into setting this up, this is an unbeatable combo that we could pretend is overpowered, but Alex has been doing everything to stay alive to get to the points where he could do this. This is super impressive. I think what's funny for Craig is like, he can't really go, why is this happening to me when he is clearly the one to beat in the room? This is what it's going to take to beat the one who's clearly the one to beat. And I hope everybody that's watching this around them is like, this is super cool, instead of going like, wow, an unbeatable combo. Like, what are we? We gotta nerf this. This is sick. Is what I'm trying to say.
This was a really great build-up. We saw Alexander Vore, pitch and craft, save his Insidious Chills. He intentionally did not fuse so that he would have this for when he needed it.
Right.
And then he made sure, I mean, he's down to a very slim deck, so he made sure he kept the cards he needed to have this combo and, be able to draw up into it and just go for it.
Craig wants to bend the Ice and Hell Weather Vane. I think what's interesting, there's only one Weather Vane, too, so it's all in.
Yeah.
And if you get, like, Terra Sundered and you have to get rid of the Weather Vane, it's like, I guess I'm going to Remembrance that back end as one of my 3 targets. But, like, Channel Lake Frigid is there. 2 Insidious Chills are there. My 1 of copy thing, and then another 1 of copy. All 3 energy potions. This is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count on my fingers here for everybody at home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if it's 8. We'll let's say 7 card combo, where it's kind of like, oh, this feels unbeatable. It's a 7 card combo that you have to be doing more than 6 damage a turn to get Alex off of that. And maybe some bigger damage decks than Oldhim can do that.
All right, so
now it's 4
Eisenhower resolves. That's from the Weather Vane. So when you fuse, it creates the 4.
Cool.
And now we're going to be doing the Ice Eternal resolution. So he fused. That's coming in for 8.
I could be explaining parts of this not exactly correct as well. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly, because this is the first time I'm seeing this as well.
I think he was showing he pitched 8 into it, so it should be coming in for 4, right? And then 4 Frostbite.
4 more Frostbite for a total of 8 Frostbites.
Yeah.
So the 8 Frostbites were kind of shown, and now we're just doing the bit-by-bit version of this. Can Craig get 9 pitch into his pitch zone while Insidious Chill took a couple cards? Is the answer to that yes? There's nothing else he can do. We're going to Tunic. Break my Tunic to do what, Craig?
He's going to break those Frostbite.
Right. Tunic's going to cost 1 because of Channel Lake Frigid.
Tunic's going to cost 5 because of Channel Lake Frigid.
Our timer doesn't even go to how long this thing took. Yeah, I guess I just...
It loops around, so we're at 1 hour and almost 9 minutes. It has gotten very intricate where we're at right now, and we can see Craig working hard in his brain space. He's up in the Mind Palace trying to figure out, can I get out of this? I feel like he is on the right track. If he can deal with, like, most or like half of these Frostbites, if he takes 12, he's in not a great spot. But again, Alexander Vore doesn't have a ton of cards left, so it is likely he can do another Ice Eternal on
I think he probably
Craig's turn.
He probably has 1 more red Aether Ice Vein.
No, he's only got 1.
For his... He's got...
Oh, Ice Vein. Sorry, I thought you meant Weather Vein. There's too many veins.
So 1 Aether Ice Vein red could potentially be in that deck still to use the Stormstrider target. Because the fact that he hasn't used Stormstrider, I think there's... Maybe this is the first part of the plan where, okay, if Craig survives this, we're going to do this next turn.
Yeah.
Like, Craig is not going to be able to survive this and do 6 damage to Alex before he gets another full cards of hand, whatever makes sense with that thing. Full hand of cards.
This could cost Craig all his cards, and then Alexander Vore can do this again, basically.
I do think Craig is dead, but I think he's literally trying to think of every single thing, and maybe there's some people talking, so we're trying to
live on.
think.
in our memories forever. Because Goonies never die.
Because if there was a single red in his hand, he probably would have offered the fist bump already. But maybe he does have the 4 blues that were needed to even dream of getting out of this.
I don't think Craig's the type of player who will offer up a fist bump until he's really made sure. Like he's gonna do the math and not leave it up to chance. I feel like some people are a little bit they're just like, oh, I've lost, and it's like, well, did you technically lose or did you just get down really low?
The other thing I guess I've never thought about, because I haven't ever used Crown of Seeds like this, is there a way that instead of using the Tunic as a 1 cost, I guess you don't want a Tunic for 2, or Crown of Seeds for 2 is a little even more. Okay, we are touching our Tunic counter, so something happened to do this.
He had 1 floating. He pitched a blue. He's going to get his Tunic. Now priority will go back to Iyslander Vore, who could be able to Waning Boon, which he will right now.
So does Craig not have any Frostbites anymore, and I just made a big
He has 4 coming in from Ice Eternal. So those first 4 were from Eisenhower. We're still waiting for Ice Eternal to resolve.
Okay.
So he broke those 4 so he could break, because he wasn't going to be able to break the 8.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, and is there anything he can do?
This is just going to be damage.
That breaks the other 4.
So 4 times 4 would be 16, and Craig would be at 3.
If he's got a card that pitches for 4, he'll be able to Crown of Seeds.
Yeah, no thank you. That's
Although I guess technically right now he could. Oh no, Crown of Seeds cost 2 because of stupid Channel Lake Frigid. Man.
Channel Lake Frigid is literally a second person helping Iyslander Vore think through this.
Oh.
Oasis.
It costs 2.
What an interesting development. Bro. Oasis the Arcane.
But he still
the
gets
Oasis
the
happens first, so the Frostbites still happen. No wonder he was thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't get the window the way he needs it to break. That's crazy, because he can take care of the 4 Arcane, but he can't. Because can you target a thing of damage after it's already resolved? I don't know how that works. This is why you got to read 65 pages of Judge stuff so you can know these deep, intricate lines.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to blood rush Bellows and get out of here.
So, if Ice Eternal Fuse deal arcane damage that equal the number of Frostbites they control.
So, 4 Frostbites and 4 Arcane is
Alright, creates the Frostbites. So does he play the... Okay, so I think he, in response to the Frostbites being created, he plays the Oasis to block the Frostbite.
Storm Striders.
He's going to do it again.
Ice Eternal. Ice Eternal. How many cards does... Oh, no, he's just showing you, here's what's going to happen next turn. Here's what's...
It was Iyslander Vore's turn, I think, because Craig pitched all his cards.
Oh, gotcha. We had advanced the turn thing.
So there we go.
Some animation
not
from
quite
Alex.
an hour and a half, but
I think I won. Yeah, I won the attack action mat.
I'll give it to you. I'll gladly give you that.
Let's go! Craig goes down.
Craig goes down. No second medal for him. This is what we're playing for on top of a bunch of money.
This is
money,
either Iyslander Vore's after
money,
2 grueling matches in a row to win it, or Zach gets to see a Iyslander Vore that's fatigued.
Fatigued.
Dragon.
Dragon.
How many Thamais are in? No shot. There's a Thamai in there.
How many Thamais?
Dude.
Let me look at how many we got by
Zach Pollack.
No Thamais.
Oh, you came to the wrong what is it? Saloon.
You came to the wrong saloon, buckaroo.
Congrats.
What they're playing for, we got money for them. We got age open points.
Right.
This is what we're here for. If you didn't know, AGE Open, this is a series of 1K events leading up to an end-of-the-year event for the top 8, top 16.
Top 16 are going to get invited.
That wasn't my question. All right, we're having a separate
Top
conversation on this thing.
16
I
are
think it's
going to
top
be
16 are being invited
to
to the AGE final year event for the cool kids who do really well. And
got Connor up here.
That
Connor
was-
said, "Go Kansas," and he's shaking his head like that was the hardest match he's ever had to judge in his life.
all right, so if we take a look at our top 8, we've got Zachary Wallach and Alexander Vore.
The 1
coming
versus
in.
the 3, just like we drew it up.